EastEnders viewers feared Mick Carter would become the latest tragic casualty when he was shot on New Year's Day. The Queen Vic landlord was shot in the arm as Aidan's heist went drastically wrong, but fortunately he managed to survive the life-threatening injury. However, fans of the BBC soap spotted a massive blunder as Mick's gunshot wound was miraculously cured by paracetamol, whiskey and an Indian dish. Mick was saved by Masood's amazing Aunt Mariam, who used her medical powers to restore the head of the Carter family to full health. After being shot by Callum Halfway Highway, an old friend of the Carters, Mick was rushed into the pub and not to hospital so that his crimes were not exposed. A distraught Linda sought help from Mariam, a former nurse, after bumping into her outside the pub. Mariam used her healing hands to fix Mick's gaping flesh wound, and he even managed to keep quiet while the police snooped around outside. A quick flash forward in time showed Mick was still alive 2 days later but was struggling to deal with the agonizing pain, with a glass of whiskey his only comfort. Once again Linda went to see Mariam, who had an eventful first few days in Albert Square, and was sent back with a kedgeree dish to cleanse and detoxify her husband. Mick gobbled up the Indian recipe and quickly made a remarkable recovery considering the ordeal he'd been put through. The cheeky landlord even asked loyal barmaid Tracy to bring him a refreshing pint of beer up to his room, showing he was clearly coping quite well with his injury. That wasn't the only odd moment in the episode, as everything appeared to go 100 miles an hour as the events of the New Year's heist unfolded rapidly. So rapidly, in fact, that time skipped by 2 whole days, leading fans to ask if there was supposed to be another episode in between. Outraged EastEnders viewers took to Twitter to question Mick's miraculous recovery. One viewer said, "What on earth is happening to EastEnders? Ridiculous storylines, chunks of story missing, characters disappearing with no explanation. Tonight's episode was laughable. Mick shot and he's fixed with a bit of first aid and paracetamol." Another added, "Mick being treated for a gunshot wound at home with the help of whiskey as anesthetics, Asian remedies and paracetamol by a retired nurse is the future of the NHS right there." A third agreed, "This EastEnders acting has more wood in it than a forest FFS, even Mick can't die properly." EastEnders airs tonight on BBC One at 8:00 p.m.